Paolo Maldini, Franco Baresi, Tony Adams, Carlos Puyol, Ryan Giggs, Matt Letizia, Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard, Francesco Totti, and the alien himself, Lionel Messi, and with many more that I can mention. But with all those names, what do they all have in common? Yep, they were all loyal to one club. So the question I'm asking today is loyalty in the game a myth nowadays? Hi there guys, and welcome to another episode of A Dash of Sports, episode 41. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash, and on this show is where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics and trending stories. And if you like the previous episodes, then hey, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Also remember to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And for those that are subscribed already, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your love and support. And one last thing, don't forget to share this. And on today's show, I'm going to be talking about loyalty in the world of football. And why do us fans always expect players just to remain at one club? And if they do, what are the benefits? What are the benefits of staying at one club for your whole entire career? Hey, I'm going to be discussing it all right here on the Dash of Sports. Now in this day and age, does it still mean something to these players to have that title of a one-man club? Well, recently the young Arsenal starlet Emile Smith-Rowe was quoted saying that as an Arsenal fan, it would be a dream to become an Arsenal legend. I want to win trophies with the team, and I could see myself being a one-club man if everything works out. Now we've got quite a few young players that have had amazing breakthrough seasons playing in their senior squads. You've got the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka at Arsenal. You've got Mason Mount at Chelsea, Reece James. You've also got at Man United, you've got Mason Greenwood. You've got the likes of Rashford. All of these players and many more are doing well. You know, they're establishing themselves. And as young players, you only wish to play for the teams that you've broken through into. Most of these players support these teams as well, so they want to be there for the rest of their career. But what about players that have been there, just like these young players, been there for a while, and now they're into their mid-20s, coming on to their late 20s, and let's just say they've not won anything during that time. Do you still stay there? Do you still remain loyal? It's a difficult one, isn't it? All you're just thinking about is that you want to win something with the team that you love. But what happens when it gets to the point that you now need to make a decision based on your career? Would that then mean that you're disloyal? Man, this loyalty thing gets a bit techie when you start thinking about things like this and you start thinking about your career. What is the actual benefits of me staying at this one club for my entire career? It's all good. Now, I always say this, and I've always had debates about this, is I feel like it's easier when you're in top clubs, right? When you're in the top clubs, it's easier because the chances and the likelihood of winning trophies and major honours is there. So the decision to wanting to stay at your club for your entire career is somewhat easier. But let's just think back in the days. You got the likes of Matt Letizia, who stayed at Southampton for his entire career, but nothing to really show for it. Yes, the love, the desire for your club, everything like that goes a long way. But then when you look at the end of your career and you can't really show anything for it, is there a case of being too loyal? You know, no one would have blamed Matt Letizia if he decided to leave. He had options, he had chances to go to Chelsea, but he decided that, he wanted to stay with his beloved Southampton. And these are some of Matt Letizier's stats at Southampton, with 270 appearances, 100 goals and 64 assists, and all of that with no trophies. Now, nobody would have blamed Matt Letizia for leaving Southampton, but sometimes I feel to myself like some of these players, maybe the love and the loyalty itself could be a bit too much. Sometimes these clubs also may take full advantage of that, knowing like, you know what, he's down for the cause, innit? So we can persuade him to sign another contract. We can persuade him to stay with us and help the team. Especially if you're Mr. Southampton or whatever club you're playing for. So once you've got that Mr. whatever club it is title, I find it hard for those type of players to leave. But more so in the situation where there are bigger teams in it. There's bigger teams for you to go to, and you decide to just stay there at a lower team for the rest of your career. I get it. There's more to football than just winning trophies. But, you know, as a footballer, as a competitor, at the end of it, when your career is said and done, you must look back and think to yourself, I wish, if only. It's difficult, man. It's a difficult situation. And then there's another example I can give you of a player that can give us a different perspective of of the likes of Matt Letizia. And we've got Sol Campbell. We all know what happened with Sol Campbell leaving Tottenham Hotspur and going to Arsenal. That caused a lot of problems. In 2001, Sol Campbell joined Tottenham Hotspur's North London rivals Arsenal on a free transfer, and as a result of that, he still remains a deeply unpopular figure amongst the Spurs supporters. But in the time span of just over 5 years and 195 appearances at Arsenal, he won 2 Premier League winners' medals and 2 FA Cup winners' medals, accomplishing legendary status in 2001 and 2002 by winning the League and FA Cup double, and then also being part of the team that became known the Invincibles for their undefeated 2003 and 2004 Premier League campaign. He also scored Arsenal's only goal in their 2-1 defeat to Barcelona in the 2006 UEFA Champions League final. Now imagine all of that if he just decided to stay at Tottenham. Now, I get it, you know, we'll never know, because he could have stayed at Tottenham and then they could have built around him and brought in better players. But seemingly at that point when he made his decision to be like, guys, you're not meeting my ambitions. I can't see where we're going to be moving forward. I can't even see where we're going to be winning major trophies. And then he bounced. He's gone. Look at his career. Now, off the back of that, if we just see the Tottenham to Arsenal move, a load of people would say that was disloyal. Mainly probably Spurs fans. But a load of people do say this. It's like, you know, he was a bit disloyal. The way he left. He left on the Bosman ruling. He never gave Spurs a chance to maybe, you know, get some money off of him. For me, I see it in a way, he served his contract, right? It's not like he broke his contract after a year or so and then decided and threw up a stink and then left in bad, well, it was bad terms, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like he broke his contract. He served his contract, played out his contract, played out his time that he signed for, and then, you know, he was free to leave. I don't see anything wrong with that, but a load of people will say that's disloyal. Now, I get that there are some real difficult situations with players and how they are so ingrained, embedded, infused, connected, meshed together with the clubs that they play for. It's pretty much their club, innit? Like the club that they've supported as a young boy right through to playing for them, even becoming captain, just like Steven Gerrard. And he's won pretty much the lot, barring the one trophy that he wanted to bring back to Anfield, and that was the Premier League. With the illustrious amount of league trophies that they've had over the years, Steven Gerrard wanted to bring that back. And if there was anybody that can get that title to Liverpool, it was Steven Gerrard. But it was a task that was just a tad too far for Gerrard to do on his own. And when I say on his own, man, there was periods of time. If it wasn't for Gerrard, man, Liverpool, I don't know where they would have been. And if you think about it, he's won the Champions League, he's won like European trophies, they've won the FA Cup, they've won League Cups, they've won it, you know, they've won all the trophies barring the Premier League. But the one thing that still comes up when it comes to Steven Gerrard is the fact that he didn't win. And that situation or that period of time where he was thinking about moving to Chelsea, you know, there's a lot of talk during that period of time as well, man, like he's about to leave Liverpool, you know, that aspect of being disloyal, or he's trying to win the trophy elsewhere, he should just stay at Liverpool. And I get it, I get it. It's Steven Gerrard, it's Liverpool. If you're going to win the Premier League trophy, you want to win it at Liverpool, right? Even with Gerrard himself, I'm sure that was the feeling that ultimately had him staying at Liverpool, because you're just thinking, if I go and win it at Chelsea, it's just not going to feel right. I get that, and I can respect that. But that kind of loyalty, that stronghold that's going to keep you there for you to not then achieve what you want to achieve, that is what you have to kind of balance out. And, once you've made that decision, you're going to have to just live by that. And hopefully Gerrard, I'm sure that he does regret it, but I'm sure that it would have been a much better feeling to win it with Liverpool rather than Chelsea. Now, just going back to the question I asked earlier on, and you could chime in on this and put your comments down below. But what if you are at a club that doesn't have the realistic capability of either competing or even just winning a trophy, competing for the league, all of the above, and you are still there? You're still trying to, be a one-man club. Now, let's say, for example, the likes of Jack Grealish. He's 25 years old right now, and nobody would begrudge him for leaving Aston Villa. And he was thinking about leaving last summer. There was talks of him obviously going to bigger clubs. But I feel like, obviously, once again, when you're so affiliated and you're so ingrained in the whole team itself, you've supported the team as a boy, it's your team, he decided to stay. Probably easy to persuade, because obviously that's his club, and maybe just the whole thought process of doing well by your club, making sure that the club gets money for you, that can come into it. But if it was a case that Jack Grealish was deciding to stay on at Villa for another 2-3 years, 25 now, 28, would that be robbing him of a chance to be winning major trophies? So if he decides to leave now, is that him being disloyal, or can you understand the reasons why he would want to be leaving? For me, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. If he decides that he wants to leave, I don't think anybody can begrudge him. Anybody can say anything. Nobody can question his loyalty. He's helped them get into the Premier League. He's helped to save them from getting relegated. This guy has been a standout player. And no disrespect to Aston Villa, I feel like he's too good for Aston Villa, but at the same time, we also then got to see how well he will do in teams that are really competing, year in, year out for major honours, and how he'll be able to fare in those teams. But for now, the talent for itself can be seen. Now, one of the biggest debates I would say in the Premier League is, well, when it comes to moving clubs and trying to achieve, your goals and winning major honours, is Harry Kane. 28 years old right now, scoring about 156 Premier League goals, 209 goals in total for Spurs. He's after the Alan Shearer record, which I'm sure he'll be able to beat. He's still young enough to still be able to apply his trade in the Premier League, barring the injuries and stuff like that. But all of them goals, no trophies. Thus far, no trophies. Now, does he still wait around? Obviously, they're in the League Cup final right now. They're also still in Europa. They also still have the FA Cup available to go for and win, or try and win. If they don't win those trophies this season, would you say it's time for Harry Kane to move on? Would it be disloyal of him to move on? He's 28 years old. Nobody can say anything, man. If he wants to then now, at this time in his career, move on to what we can best say bigger clubs, or clubs that are more capable of, really pushing for titles and being able to win trophies. You can never be like, oh, he's letting Tottenham down, he's being disloyal, like he should stay and fight for these trophies. Man, what more do you want him to do? Like, for me, I would just say, listen, all of that kind of talking about loyalty and staying at one club business, would have to go out the window. At that point in time, I'll be like, you know what? I need to now look out for myself, push for the opportunity to win a trophy so that I can look at the back of my career and be like, you know what, this is what I won. You've got the winner's medal right there. You're looking at it. You can share it with your kids, your grandchildren, everything like that. You can actually tell stories. But trying to stay with clubs that are really not showing that ambition. Well, they might be showing ambition, but they're not really pushing strongly for it. Is, for me, I feel like it's a waste of time. It's a bit of a waste of career. I know that trophies doesn't mean the world to every player. Most players, or some players that decide to stay with their clubs throughout their career, that's just their life dream, innit? To play for their club, to put the kit on. Some of them end up being captains, to wear their captain's armband. I get it. But at some point, man, where is the competitive edge? That need to want to win something has to be there, right? But let me know what you think, because to be fair, there's no right or wrong answer to this situation. It's all subject to the individual, what they want to do. There's so many variables, there's so many different situations and reasons on why you'd want to leave, why you'd want to stay. But for me, when you get to like your mid to latter stages of your career, like from about 25 or so, you got to start thinking about what you want from your career in terms of trophies. And if your club is not really that ambitious, or they're not a club that pushes for those major honors, you're gonna have to start asking yourself some questions. Now, I know, like I said, it's all subject to you as an individual and what you value as success. But put your comments down below, man. Let me know. I love reading your comments, and especially with this topic, I'm going to be so intrigued to see what you lot say and how you lot feel about it all. Whether this loyalty business, is it a myth, or is it, you know, something that a load of players should be striving for, just sticking with one club? But let me know, man. Put your comments down below and let me know. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of A Dash of Sports. And if you've made it this far into the show, oh man, you already know, man. You already know. You guys are the real ones, man. Thank you so much. And if you need further information about future episodes or just your day-to-day sporting updates, then hey, come and check me out, man. I'm on Instagram and I'm also on Twitter, which is A Dash of Sports. I'll put it down below here, A Dash of Sports, and I'll also leave it in my description so that you got a direct link to that. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, and help me to get these subs up. I truly appreciate your help with that. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, then hey man, thank you so much. I appreciate your love and support. And remember to check out my Premier League show, which is A Dash of Sports Premier League review. I give you all the roundups and results to all the games from the past week. And I'll also put the link in the description so that you can go and check that out directly for yourself. Remember to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. Until the next time here in A Dash of Sports, peace.